am so excited to be here. This is truly a masterpiece. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. One of the things we got done that I'm really excited about was this electrical trench. So we do have the inspector coming by to work with the electrician tomorrow to make sure that this trench is up to code, passes their inspection. Once that passes inspection, we're gonna bury it. And then we're gonna do a little bit of drainage out the same way. You know, this area I'm standing in underneath the deck here has a habit of collecting water. So we wanna make sure we can get that dissipated out of here so we're not collecting any water near the house. Calvin is helping us get ready right now for us to kind of bury that plumbing, make our way up. That's going to be 3-inch all the way through. We've got our camera set up so you can kind of see what we're doing today. The big thing today on that checklist is just trying to get this plumbing all the way done. So Adam is going to go and take on a lot of this plumbing with Aiden, and they're going to just do their best here to just get this in a good spot. Boulders are now dumped, so that's pretty fun. Like I said, staging material. We got the guys working away on the plumbing. Definitely such a complicated plumbing build because we're diverting things here and there and everywhere. But here we're gonna have our 2 spillways. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this into a nice little waterfall. The guys are doing a great job getting that in a good spot. Justin's still working on our details on the waterfall. Again, it is just one of those things that takes a lot of time. So he's been working on that. I've been loading up our trash. We got all our trash loaded. And now we're gonna move that burn pile and we're getting ready for a nice load of black dirt to come in yet today. So I don't know, Cal's got the job of loading buckets, getting our material staged. That's always actually a really big help. Team Aquascape has a great library of footage to help you guys. So if we're not providing you with the content or answering the questions, there's a couple things you can do. You're gonna wanna go over to Aquascape and check out what they have to offer. But you're also gonna go ahead and hit us in the comments. Like, we're happy to answer questions. You can connect with me directly on Instagram at Nick the Pond King, and I'm just happy to help. I wanna be a resource for people, because the best thing for our industry is a water feature that's successful. And a successful water feature ends up being well loved, and that's the best thing for us. Is we really want people to love these, spend time enjoying it, and come back to it year in and year out and just seeing how it improves. So now's a good time to mention our revisiting series. Go check that out. There should be a tag up here that'll take you over to that. We've got a lot of us revisiting and checking back in. The team's working on how to get this waterfall to work exactly how we want. Justin's been looking for the right boulder, and I think we got to the right one right now. This is a really challenging area because what we're trying to do is manipulate the water in a way that makes it feel like it's really turning around this little peninsula, and then it's coming and rushing around. So we want the water to actually go over the rock that Cal's sitting on, which is kind of making this for a challenge because we use this humongous rock, got it right where we wanted, but we knew we were leaving some voids that we were gonna have to plan for this. But I think Justin has the right rock. It looks really cool. It's definitely a challenging area because we have our machine pretty much as close as we can get it. This is that rock that they spent so much time getting it into the perfect place. Now Justin's done a great job complementing it. That water's gonna wanna come over here, and it's gonna come off of this, it's gonna bounce, it's gonna come through there, and it's gonna ride over this. We're gonna get some cool stuff happening where white water will be coming down and around here. I'm really liking the way that's gonna look, especially where we're gonna have water coming around that blue stone. It looks so cool. I cannot wait to see it year in and year out as it matures with more and more plants. Man, how cool. What was happening is we had rainwater kind of collecting underneath the deck here. And once we build our beach, because of where we're putting our water line, we're gonna really cut off any kind of drainage from that area. So there's a kind of low spot in the patio. What we're doing right now is we're taking out a rock that was just kind of eating into our seating area a little bit. That's what we do love about building with boulders, though, building on liner. And you can just, if you don't like something, you can change it. I'm definitely simplifying that. You have to have the ability to get the machine in there, and then you have to be able to strap it to pull it out. But we are going to make some cool changes, and it's going to be worth it. Features do take a lot of patience. You want to really consider like the overall picture. So yeah, absolutely, you can build this yourself. But what we can do in a matter of a week could take you 6 months. So that's something to consider. We recommend having a team of people to help you, though, because you are dealing with a lot of boulders. And I wouldn't recommend building one this huge by yourself. I would recommend calling some experts, even if you are a contractor.
We got the aeration going so we can get some oxygen down at the bottom, start getting the water moving, get rid of the film. But we're working on the beach over here and then finishing up the intake bay way over here as well. It's looking really nice. Got Calvin working on getting the clay out of here so we can put some nice dirt in for plantings.
So we have some areas where that generated some soil, and it's kind of hard to get that soil out other than by hand. Luckily, we can still get our mini machine pretty close, reducing the need of having to do this all by hand. The guys are working away on all of our edge work, our detail work, and we are working away on our beach. So we had to kind of take a break from the beach there while they were draining off the septic. So we've been on the project for 2 months now. What a wild ride it's been. We've learned a lot so far in this project, which we always do. But man, you just cannot account for the weather. It just kept coming and coming and raining and raining and raining. But these guys kept their positive attitudes, kept pushing forward, and it is looking like a piece of artwork. So I'm getting excited. Right now we focused on digging out the beach area so we have a nice deep sand to play in. So that's what we were doing there. Then we're taking all this extra soil and we're going to make sure we can help us grade out the dirt. We'll be back on Monday. Thank you for joining us. We're glad you're here. Thank you so much. What the guys are doing now is just focusing themselves on detail work. It's all about detail work right now. Getting the black dirt in where we need it, getting ready to do finishing touches. We'll be working on a pathway, so it's kind of nice and inviting on that tier to take you over the waterfall onto our big jumping rock. All right, Justin is getting ready to put in the final screw to our hydrostatic relief system, making that complete. Yeah, so that part is something we're no longer going to worry about until next spring, or the first spring clean out we do. It's up to the client. We are now at our water line, loving it. So the whole team came back here to just help finish everything off, clean it up, and get it in a real good spot. It is looking so good. Nomi's over here doing his thing, spreading mulch, making it look pretty. We got Aiden way over there. I don't know if you can see him behind the deck. He's behind a couple posts. He's working on our top off line. He had some really good ideas on which way to run it, and so I said, I think your idea is better than mine. Let's do your idea. And there we are. Well, Justin's doing one of my favorite jobs, probably one of his too, but rinsing down the boulders, getting that layer of dirt off, watering down the moss. And man, you really get to see some of the cool, pretty stuff that we installed here when it starts getting rinsed off. I love it.
basically what we're doing is we're going to the bottom. If you remember that bubble that we had, it displaced that gravel. So now that we have all the water weight in there, it's all pushed out, but the gravel stays displaced. So we need to find a way to move that around. You actually got to swim and hold yourself down there. It's a little harder. So we've been jumping in with buckets of gravel, little rocks to hold me down there, and I think we got it all covered. But I'm gonna go back in, just check one more time, dive down, check all the areas. It's pretty cloudy, but I swear when we got here, I could see the bottom, and I could count those pieces of gravel. So give it a little bit more time, and all this dust that we've got moved around from swimming and moving the gravel, it's gonna work its way to the intake bay. You're gonna see right back down to the bottom, like where we got here. For now, I'm gonna jump in.
Go. It's looking fantastic. You can see all their hard work is just paying off. They're watering their plants in a great way, so all the plants are getting their roots in the ground. The grass, I can't believe how well that's popping back already. The main goal today was just getting some gravel spread around the hot tub area and then around the pump area, and just kind of doing some of the final details where we needed the inspector to give the thumbs up before we could close everything and hide it. But I'll tell you what, it was one of the hardest days of the year on one of the hottest days of the year, and our team just did a great job. We got storms rolling in, but we hit all our goals before any storms could get here, so that's awesome. We've got little waterfalls, wide waterfalls. We've got some slow waterfalls. We've got this awesome wetland filter that looks like it's a natural spring. I sat in the sun decks today and just hung out. That might be one of the coolest views you could possibly have. So if you're considering doing a recreation pond, no matter where you are, consider doing a sun deck. Man, it is really fun to see our plan come together, working the way we want, and looking just beautiful. Do the walkthrough with you guys and just show it all off. So if you're watching, I promise you we're getting there. It's been an awesome opportunity, but awesome opportunities come with a lot of work, and we're very close to that finish line. So we're so grateful to our clients and to everybody who's helped us here. Sir Plants a lot. Top Line Electric, you guys have came in clutch for us and helped in a great way. And our team, the guys pushed through some real extreme circumstances with bad weather, with being sliding all over, with the rain, with things kind of having to change here and there, and our customers being okay with it, adapting. It is so awesome. It is truly a piece of artwork. I love it. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. One of the taglines of our business from day one was living works of art, 1 yard at a time. And that's what we do. We create living works of art 1 yard at a time. And I am just excited to say that this is truly a masterpiece of our creations. When we designed this, as you saw in the last few episodes, it was all about interactivity. One of the coolest things about a water feature is when you want to interact with it, when you are drawn to it for an unknown reason, there's this pull to come out and investigate, to come out and explore, and just to see what this is. And it is so fun for us to have done that ourselves. But even more fun is we've gotten to observe as the family has done that too, as my family and children have come out here and seeing all the things through their eyes. It's been just a blast. So with that being said, I want to take you on a tour for our final reveal of project number 2. I am so glad you are here. We are going to start with the very entrance of this water feature. So one of the things we really wanted to do was make this inviting and enticing and exciting right from the start. So as you pull up into the driveway, you're welcomed with a pathway. That pathway brings you right by a waterfall, and there's a small waterfall right here coming into our wetland filter. That wetland filter has been planted with all sorts of different marginal plants. They're perennials that we're hoping are going to come back year after year, getting stronger and stronger. Their root systems going down into a series of different gravels, filtering the water for us. We have a giant wetland filter, and I love that they put a couple of chairs in here. To me, it's super inviting, and I think that'd be a really fun place to view it from. And it's really actually makes it feel like a natural spring, adding another body of water up here. So at night, you see the sunset reflecting off of that. The other night I was here for the full moon, and we got to see the moon reflecting off of this pooling area up top that starts our waterfall. From there, we have this beautiful staircase, heavy duty stones. This is something that we get from Rock Hard that they manufacture themselves. We love these. They take boulders and they cut them into 7-inch steps. Then they fire treat the top of them so they have a nice texture, so they're not slippery. They're going to be perfect for the winter. These steps take you onto a landing area, a landing of a pathway that I just absolutely love, because now you get to decide if you're gonna walk down to the concrete patio or if you wanna cross the stream. Another thing I love is just how well our guys did at making this waterfall feel natural. It is all man-made, but they selected beautiful rocks. We did it together as a team. That waterfall that comes right off of the wetland filter has these beautiful different drops. So it's not just falling off of one sheet, it's falling in a very natural feel, bouncing off of a piece of driftwood. And then it comes on to one of my favorite waterfalls we've built of all time. Justin and I saw this rock and we said, we got to bring water over that. We were able to make this really cool waterfall out of essentially two rocks, where this blue rock in front of me has this crazy cool ledge on it, and the other rock has a high point. So we were able to make this cool V and have that water fall onto that level area before it spreads out. There's a small little waterfall happening there that you can only see from certain angles. So there's all these cool things happening. And then we have a huge waterfall where the water's bouncing off of a rock, falling into the pond. I love this staircase because we were able to go all the way down to like a 4-foot depth. So if you're swimming in the 6.5-foot area, you make your way over and your feet start hitting the ground at 4 feet, and you can walk out of this really nicely. So it's a nice inviting path. It's also a great way to walk in if you feel like you can walk in, just get your feet wet, maybe sit on one of these boulders if you don't feel like going all the way in, but you want to be close to the family. It's beautiful. Then you can decide to maybe walk out on some of these rocks over here and jump in off of one of those frame rocks. Or a lot of times the family's walking on the waterfall and jumping in there. Looking at the pond, it looks so beautiful. It is crystal clear. The fish are at like 4.5 feet deep right now, and I can see all of them. I can count them all. I can count the gravel at the depth of 6.5 feet deep. We can see the big flat rocks we put in there. Everything is looking fantastic. We have our jet system. You can kind of see some of the current getting moved around with that jet system. But the main thing I wanted to point out with the jet system is just how well it's working, because the water is so oxygen rich that it's nice and clear all the way down. Here we've got some really cool things happening. Again, inviting. The guys who laid the concrete patio, awesome work. They put it exactly where we talked about. They've got everything sloped in the right way. They did a beautiful color tone. I love the two-tone. The border looks great. They sealed it. They did it with care. They took care to make sure that the pond didn't get any of that sealant in there, and everything looks fantastic. It is so cool because right from here, you're gonna open up that sliding glass door and you can decide to run right out of that. Your angle goes right there and you can go jump right into the 4.5-foot deep. And if you're going fast enough, you might even get to the 6.5 feet deep. We've got an awesome standing boulder here. Again, you can jump off and it takes you right to that 4-foot section. We did this in sections because we want to make sure it's encouraging for younger kids with the zero entry beach area that goes from a 0 point where the water, you can just have your feet just barely wet, all the way to about 2.5 feet deep. Then it drops from 2.5 down to 4 feet deep. So we have a nice 4-foot section because that's where a lot of pools are at. That's a good section for a lot of kids to play at. The other thing, the client came to us and said, you know, I've seen what's called a sun deck in a lot of pools. I love that idea because it is a great idea for having an interaction with that water. It just really hit me that that is such a good addition to any recreation pond because of that view. Sitting close to the water like that, having your feet in the water, being cooled off, what an awesome idea. So our clients came up with great ideas here. It is such a sweet view. You're able to take it all in. The sun deck, the wetland filter, the pond, the island rock, the beach. This will be a perfect place to sit and watch the family play in the beach at night, jump off of some of those boulders, sit in the hot tub. I mean, the hot tub's perfectly placed. I love it. There's so many fun things here. I can't wait to hear about their first fire. They're still waiting for the concrete to cure before they put anything too permanent here. I love that we have a pathway. So the goal was to force interaction. You kind of come off of the patio right onto the beach, walk to the sun deck, and off of that sun deck you can see we have a pathway that takes you through a little marshland area. They're already deciding on some things, on maybe some enhancements. Maybe they're gonna end up putting a pergola over the hot tub so they can sit there on some hotter days or on the sunny days, not having the sun hit their eyes. They're gonna potentially put a bridge across that stream of the intake bay and change the way the pathway works because they wanna put more plants and shrubs to hide the pump housing because we have those there. Sometimes people decide to put a house around it. There's all sorts of different things you can do. and we called in Sir Plants a lot. Corey, thank you so much. He was able to come in and get this all prepped, ready for grass seed. He taught me about grass seed, things I didn't even know, and did a better service for our clients than I would have been able to do, and was able to do it sooner. So he came in, helped us out with some finishing touches, and then another huge shout out to Top Line Electric. Those guys came in and helped us find a local VFD for these 3-phase pumps that converts our 3-phase pumps down to single phase, making it so it's not drawing 30 amps of energy. They're only drawing just under 9 amps per pump. And it's a great time to mention something that was given to me like the first day. This has been in my car since he gave it to me, Mika. She looked at our logo and she grabbed a chunk of rock that had broken off in the delivery, went home and went in the house and painted this for us. So this has been in my car since he gave it to me. I've been looking at it every day and it makes me smile. And I hope that we earned this gift by what we were able to make for you. It's something that I actually really do enjoy, and it's going to go on my wall of trinkets at home as I collect things from people. That it means a lot to me. So thank you very much for making this for me. I've been carrying it with me since we had it, and I will continue to look at it daily when I put it at my house. And that's another thing. I just want to say thank you to our clients. Not only was this a huge opportunity that they entrusted us with, because this is going to be here for so long. They have to like it. They have to want to interact with it. They trusted us with that vision, trusted us to be able to deliver this for them. Hearing them enjoy it is really making my heart warm, because that's what it's all about. It's a lot to endure a huge construction project like this, but they did it with grace and kindness and understanding. And because of that, I feel like we turned out one of our greatest masterpieces yet. And it is because of the clients we get to work for time in and time again that give us these awesome opportunities. So I hope you've enjoyed our final reveal of this massive recreation pond. I am Nick the Pond King, and we have a very talented team eager to show you what we can do for you, eager to create for you and service you with our passion for creating, trying to mimic Mother Nature, showing you that water features are fun everywhere, and hopefully it's right here in Minnesota, and we get a chance to create a living work of art for you. You don't think the time's right for another few years? It's a great time to hit that subscribe button and follow along. We're gonna try and give you new content every Thursday, so if this looks like something you'd like to get involved in, don't be afraid to give us a call. Or if you wanna join our team, make sure to give us a call for that too, because this is a pretty fun team to be a part of. We get to do some pretty fun things. Have you ever gotten a chance to swim in something you built? All our guys got to. So make sure you give us a call, 952-454-3101. I'm Nick the Pond King. Thank you so much. Check this out. We are Pond King Water Gardens, where we create living works of art, 1 yard at a time.
This has been an absolutely amazing project. This is my first full project with Pond King, and what a project to start off on. I mean, to really get my feet wet, and there was a lot to do here. I learned a lot of things. When I sit by that pond, I sit there and I listen to that waterfall, and we always talk about the negative ions and how they help relax you, they help reduce stress, bring awareness and consciousness to what is around you. But that's not the only benefit you get from these systems. One of the other great benefits is when you're around running water, the temperature can be up to 10 degrees cooler than the surrounding air. It brings things down. You're also getting that cooling factor that is making it more tolerable to be out here and enjoy this space. I can't believe it. I mean, what we've done is just incredible.